Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you tonight is something I need you to send out because this reiterates the fact that we are not alone. All the noise that's coming from the left side of the media, from all the Davy Hogs of the world, the March for Our Lives, the endless stream of gun control support that you're seeing, it turns out that a majority of Americans are actually blaming mental health as the problem and the cause of the issues that we are seeing in our sick society. This is a big one. Everything we linked in the description box below, and this is something that is important to talk about. And if you are new or you are a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and make sure you turn that notification bell on just so I can get as many of these videos to you as possible so you can spread out to help pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation in light of all the opposition the left is throwing at us. And today's content is brought to you by Lear Capital. And last year was a terrible year for investors, and there is more talk of a potential recession on the way this year. But what an impressive year for gold investors. Not only did they see their investments protected, but some experts are also predicting a massive rise, up to $4,000 an ounce or 100% increase of current prices at today's market level. There are a lot of gold companies to choose from. I do business with Lear Capital because I trust them and you can too. With over 25 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee, Lear Capital is my choice when buying gold and silver. I love gold and silver and believe it is the safe haven asset to protect your savings and retirement against inflation and recession. If you're interested in investing in gold, I suggest you call my friends at Lear Capital. Go to learlangley.com or call 800-330-4630 and get your free gold and silver investment guide and see if you qualify for up to $15,000 in additional metals. Again, it's if you qualify. There's a link in the description box below, and call the number or visit the website learlangley.com. Thank you so much to Lear Capital, and now let's get it. All right, my brothers and sisters, as I mentioned in the introduction, this is something that's incredibly important to send out and to spread out because the narrative that is being spun is that in the entire population, everyone is just chomping at the bit for more gun control because by all means, it's the gun's fault. It's an inanimate object. Therefore, if it doesn't exist, nothing bad will happen. That's the narrative they're trying to sell you. Let me show you behind the scenes a little bit. This is a poll, everything is linked, that shows you what people are truly blaming. And to be honest, they're right on target. Mental health leads blame list for mass situations. It makes sense because that's the key component across all of them. It's not an inanimate object. It's not about the fact that there are 2 million defensive uses per year before the CDC tears it down. Nothing of that nature. No. It's the inanimate object. Let's continue. In the aftermath of last week's shooting at a Christian school in Nashville, a plurality of voters see mental health as the primary cause of such incidents, which it 100% is. I share that viewpoint as well. And for someone who's watching us, they fine, Braden, what do you say? What's the solution? Short term and I got a long term. Short term, protect every single individual school. Private, public, don't care. Make sure the most vulnerable among us are protected. That's step one. That stops all the tragedies right off the bat, or at least reduces them dramatically. Then let's do the long term where we actually look at mental health and what's causing this problem. Because if you look at our entire history, the guns have been here the entire time. Something changed and it wasn't the guns. My bet is the hearts and minds of the people, not what's held in their hands. That's my bet, but you guys can let me know what you think in the comments below. But let's continue. The latest Rasmussen Reports National Telephone and Online Survey shows that 42% of likely U.S. voters believe mental health is more to blame for the mass situations in America, while 29% blame access to firearms. 29%. That just happens to coincide with the Democrat voting bloc. Of that Democrat voting bloc, the far left liberal is around 30% of the Democrat voting bloc. Are you starting to see where this shakes out? 42% say it's mental health, not the firearm. Well, that kind of flies in the face of what you're being sold, doesn't it? Let's continue. I got some more stuff for you. This is the data that you're actually pulling this from. The survey was of 957 U.S. likely voters conducted on April 4th through 6th, 2023. So recently. 54% of Republicans, 33% of Democrats, and 41% of voters not affiliated with either party believe mental health is more to blame for the mass situations in America. Let me say those numbers again. 54% of Republicans, 33% of Democrats, and 41% of independents. That is massive. The line that they are feeding you and selling you that's saying that everyone is for gun control is just that. It is a line. It is not backed up by common, everyday people's opinions across the political spectrum. Let's continue. I got more for you. This is important to see because look who's actually saying this. Look at these demographics and tell me what you think. Voters 65 and older are most likely to blame access to firearms for mass shootings. 65 and older, like the older Clinton, Jimmy Carter era Democrats? Sound familiar? Because I know that the 65-year-old Republicans are a main demographic of this channel. They don't feel that way. But I continue. While those under 40 are most likely to say school problems are more to blame. Keep in mind, the demographics that they're showing you and they're telling you in this line is the youth, everything in the youth. They are going to do this. Davey Hogg would say they're going to win because the youth is with them. Well, right here, those under 40 say it's not that. Old school, 65 and above, say it is. That's the opposite of what they're telling you and what they want. Let's continue. I got one more thing for you. This is really crucial. 45% of whites, 29% of black voters, and 42% of other minorities say mental health is more to blame for mass shootings. That's pretty big demographic numbers. While 30% of whites, 28% of black voters, and 24% of other minorities place more blame on access to firearms. Those numbers are staggering. That is crucial. They do not have the pull that they are trying to tell you they have. Oh, let's keep going. College-educated voters are more likely to blame access to firearms for mass shootings. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? The ones who have been told what to think, not the ones who actually go out in the world and actually do it. Now, I'm not knocking you if you have a college degree. Don't take it that way. But what I'm saying is the college-educated, where the left has a full control over the dogma of that entire institution, thinks that you're going to go after that you should go after gun control. You're starting to see where these lines are starting to draw. It's pretty clear. Anyway, that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if this helped, if you thought I landed this plane, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.